All right. Lammens accepts to join Manchester United. He's been one of those goalkeepers that we've always gonna hate to hear people talk about, that Manchester United is linked to him, and finally he has gone ahead to find himself in a situation of really accepting to join the club of Manchester United. Smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And Rokan David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun. Continue to subscribe to a beautiful channel and see to it that we really grow this channel big and better. So hope you're really okay with what we're really having in today. And first video coming in through today, and I was like, I need to obviously come and really do what we call a live stream with you guys, because it's really very important to obviously hear from you, as it's been I think ever since we did a live video when you're reacting to the game of Arsenal versus Man United, I had taken all those days without reporting live to obviously come and talk to you. But here we come in peace to obviously talk to you here onto the United Matters channel and really bring you the latest news and information as far as everything is really concerned. Now, Manchester United, after they brought in Benjamin Sesko, we got a post from Fabrizio Romano that a midfielder and a goalkeeper is up next in the queue for Man United to sign. And that's exactly what is going to happen at the club of Manchester United, who is now their target. Remember, we've been in for Baleba, and you're looking in for a midfielder. And there is another one, is it Kas, who plays for Stuttgart. We are looking in for him, and very many others into the mix. So I want to let you know that Manchester United is working tooth and nail to obviously get in two more players, that is a midfielder and a goalkeeper. And today, good news from a man known as Fabrizio Romano, as he came up and really told us the following about the goalkeeper that we are obviously trying to pursue to bring. Fabrizio Romano told us that understand Man United are still working on deal to sign Senne Lammens, talks underway. Personal terms are already agreed, and Man United are in active talks for the Belgian goalkeeper. Man United try to anticipate more clubs from France and Italy, also based on exits. So, Manchester United is really pushing to obviously getting in this goalkeeper. He's just 23 years of age, 1.9 meters tall, and plays for Antwerp there for you. And ever since this summer started, I've gone ahead to hear his name very many times. I tell you, I've heard his name very many times. And no one, I think, can really guess what exactly this guy is all about. But I tell you, he's not one of the reputable goalkeepers that you'd recommend to come to Manchester United. But one thing you need to understand is that United is into what we call a rebuild. And when you are into a rebuild, there are certain things you obviously have to really accept, that you need to get in young players to see to it that you intactly build your team around them. And after building your team around them, then you'll see the results. You understand? So I think that is really a very good move for the club of Manchester United, and getting in a goalkeeper of that age. And getting him from that side of what is it called? From that side of Antwerp is really very important, you know, because you have to bring in someone who is not obviously going to be under pressure. Bring him to Manchester United, integrate him to the squad, and no one will obviously try to criticize him basing on the amount of money that he was paid to obviously come and really join the club of Manchester United. I think that is really very good. Remember, Donnarumma was on the list, and I'm one of those who was like, you are going to bring in a Donnarumma, 26-year-old goalkeeper, proven world class, but which boxes does he tick? Remember, most of the goalkeepers that have gone ahead to thrive at Man United are not reputable goalkeepers by the time we sign them. They become reputable when we obviously sign them and really spend some good time at the club. I think the only reputable goalkeeper that we brought in and really did well was Edwin van der Sar. You know, Victor Valdez did nothing from here. So Fabian Barthez, I think, was a calamity. Having gone ahead to excel at the World Cup, he was one of those reasons as to why he went ahead and obviously missed out on very many trophies in there. So I want to let you know that the side of Manchester United is really putting in a very, very huge shift, and they're really trying to obviously gate this over the line. So that's what Fabrizio told us early in the morning, and when he broke the story, very many others went ahead to tap into the story, like Alex Crook from TalkSport saying that United sources were still saying as recently as Monday, a new goalkeeper was not seen as a priority, but talks for Lammens now appears to be advancing. Told they are not his only option, but definitely one to watch. That means the club of Manchester United is really looking out to really compete with other teams. And by the way, I think the only way this lad will obviously accept us is when United tells him that you're obviously going to be the first choice goalkeeper. But if there is a chance for him to become a first choice goalkeeper anywhere else, I don't think that he'll obviously have to show up and represent for the club of Manchester United anymore. That is it. So that is it from Alex Crook. And we also went ahead to obviously get a story. Went ahead to obviously get a story from TalkSport. Lammens is likely to cost 17 million pounds, who will be brought in to compete with Andre Onana for Manchester United #1 jersey. Sources in Belgium say personal terms between Lammens and United have already gone ahead to be agreed. So that's what you're really getting in through from the side of Belgium, that personal terms have gone ahead obviously agreed, and even Fabrizio told us that personal terms aren't obviously not gonna be a problem to Manchester United and Lammens deal. So we are waiting to see how that pans out in here onto the Manchester United Matters channel, you know. And a moment. Right. So thank you very much for watching through. Personal terms look like they aren't gonna be a problem, you understand? And it's really one of those that you really anticipate that when a club like Man United knocks at your door, you are like, what am I really waiting for? Let me obviously sweep it immediately. Simon Stone, there has been contact between Man United and Royal Antwerp around Senne Lammens, you know. However, with Tom Heaton having signed a one-year deal this summer, the feeling is that United will not bring in another goalkeeper without someone leaving. So, sources at Man United indicated that for United to get in another goalkeeper, one has to leave, one has to pack his bags and obviously leave the club. And who is obviously going to be leaving? Beindir, or Beyenda, or Andre Onana. Who is obviously going to be leaving? That is the huge question. You understand? That is the huge question about this deal of Senne Lammens into the mix. So that's what you're really getting in through from the side of Senne Lammens. And then Jacobs Ben and Alex went ahead to add on and say the transfer of Lammens is not expected to impact the future of Andre Onana. If a deal comes off, Lammens likely to cost 17 million pounds. He's likely to cost 17 million pounds in there. Obviously, I've just already gone ahead obviously tell you that this goalkeeper will cost United not a lot of money. That's why I think they're really rushing to obviously get him and really get the deal done and dusted, because 20 million euros or 17 million pounds is really a bargain. And United are working on personal terms. Club to club, not yet closed, but discussions ongoing. So the club to club talks are really on, but they are still ongoing, and they haven't obviously gone ahead obviously get a breakthrough in there, because when you get a club to club breakthrough, that's when a here we go is really sounded in there. So we also have Fabrizio Romano telling us that talks are well underway with Royal Antwerp on transfer fee close to 20 million euros. Negotiations advancing. Lammens said yes to Man United. No talks with Man City as their target is Gio Donnarumma if Ederson leaves. So now you hear even Man City was interested in this goalkeeper, meaning that he's really that special. His ball distribution techniques are really great, and he's a very good shot stopper. He's really tall, and I think he can obviously be one of those goalkeepers that can come in through and really transform Man United. Remember, David De Gea also came in like this, though from a more reputable club than Lammens, because for David De Gea, he came through from Atletico Madrid, and Lammens coming from Antwerp. But coming from Antwerp doesn't really make him one of the most risky buys for the club of Manchester United in as far as them to come and really succeed concerned. All this guy needs is time, time to see to it that he obviously fits in well into the club. And the moment that happens, I tell you, he will turn out to be a very, very, very good goalkeeper. So I think United are really wanting this goalkeeper, and City, having gone ahead, obviously have him on their list, also really means that there is something special into that guy known as Lammens in there. And City is going in all for Donnarumma. Fabrizio Romano, Manchester United wants to be the first about signing of Senne Lammens if he arrives. Maybe one goalkeeper has to leave. Nothing guarantees that Onana leaves. So, as it stands, Onana leaving Manchester United is one of those things that are not really thought of. You understand? They haven't thought about it, but maybe later they can obviously come up and really maybe see who really leaves. Is it Bayenda or Andre Onana? And if Andre Onana is not leaving, that means he's going to be the first choice goalkeeper for the club of Manchester United. Then The Athletic have told us that should Lammens arrive, it would raise the question of Bayenda's future. Onana is set to start Manchester United. Man United decline chance to pursue Donnarumma due to his high wage level demands. By the way, most of you might be asking yourselves, why hasn't United gone ahead, obviously, pursue the deal of Donnarumma? Huge fans that we are really included. He wants £250,000 a week, and that's why he's telling PSG that, please, you're really selling me expensively, because if they bring you expensively, it affects how much they are supposed to obviously pay to you as a team or as a goalkeeper. Remember, when this lad came in through, when he was playing at AC Milan, he ran his contract down intentionally, and then the side of AC Milan lost him on a free. And as we speak right now, he is really left with 1 year on his contract at PSG, and he's like, why do you obviously want me to sell £50 million? And they are saying £50 million. Do you know why? Because he doesn't want his salary to obviously get what we call an effect in there. So, and for Fabrizio Romano, there is something that has gone ahead obviously tell us today, that the lad has gone ahead obviously say yes, and he's coming in through as a goalkeeper of Manchester United. Now, this is what Fabrizio Romano had to say. He told us that more on Senne Lammens and Man United story revealed today. Talks are all underway with Royal Antwerp on transfer fee close to 20 million euros. Negotiations are advancing. Lammens said yes to Man United. No talks with Man City, as their target is Gio Donnarumma if Ederson leaves. So, this is what we are really getting in through from Fabrizio Romano. And if Fabrizio Romano says that he has gone ahead obviously say yes to Man United, that means we've beaten off competitions from all other teams that have gone ahead to show huge interest in signing this player. And that is really very important to we, the people who support Man United. And that shows that this summer transfer window, every player that we've gone ahead to point on, I think 90% of those have ended into our hands and they've gone ahead to arrive to Old Trafford. I think the only player that went ahead to miss out that we badly wanted was Victor Gyökeres. Let no one lie to you that we never wanted Victor Gyökeres. He was highly on the list at Manchester United. He was really one of those players that Amorim and the board wanted to come in through to lead the line for the club of Manchester United. But guess what? The player obviously had some things that really channeled him, and we wouldn't obviously have him. Now, he has gone ahead to say yes to the club of Manchester United. That means it's all left with the club and what they've gone ahead to obviously discuss. And I think what in some of the discussions they've gone ahead to hold, this lad has always gone ahead to obviously do the needful to see to it that he really maybe plays for a big club. And that means there are promises to this goalkeeper that you are obviously going to be doing the needful at Manchester United, and you're going to be really starting, because if it's not the case, then he might miss out on the World Cup, as Belgium will be like, you're not playing first team football, why would we obviously take you? So I don't know who has obviously gone ahead to spearhead this, but the lad might have already gone ahead to be given a huge assurance that he's coming at Manchester United and lots of things are really going to be changing, and he's going to be the first choice goalie for the club of Manchester United into the mix. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. That's all about United and this goalkeeper that most of you never knew about. But he's a 23-year-old Belgian, and he's really doing great, and the club of Manchester United are really working tooth and nail to obviously deliver him at Manchester United. He has given United his yes, and now we wait to see how United negotiates the deal of the price of this particular player in there. Nakeba Wilson says hi Rokani, hi. Then Charles Soko, Manchester United will win anyway. So what about a midfielder? They are still working on a midfielder, and that's is it Castilla? You know, that's where his name comes in through, and we wait to see what happens in there. Audrey Hachilara, thanks for the great news already. All right, thank you for watching in through. Then Vijiro Aprita, we should have brought a keeper before the start of the season. I think so. We wait and see how that really happens in there. But we wait to see whether even when he comes in through, he'll obviously be the first choice goalkeeper for the club of Manchester United. Alal Dinkins, that's good. How old is he? He's 23 years old. You understand? Young goalkeeper coming in through, and he reminds me of a David De Gea who came in at Man United when he was a teenager. I think at the age of 19, that's when David De Gea crossed to Manchester United, and when he crossed to Manchester United, he really became one of the best goalkeepers in the world, provided you give him time, because he needs that huge time to really discuss his everything. Lastly, that is good. Happy for him. All right. We're obviously waiting to see how things will pan out for every person responsible. A midfielder next, obviously. Baleba was supposed to be the midfielder for Man United, but he really had to stay in there at a Brighton and see to it that all goes on well as planned. I'm having Matovo Bernard, my bro, thanks for that. All right, thank you for watching through, and for everyone who's been part of this live that has lasted for 20 minutes. You are hugely and hugely respected, and always even come through when you're really gonna obviously put in the uploads that we mostly do this time around. So we sign out for now. See you later, and I think I'm obviously going to be uploading another video in less than 1 hour or 1.5 hours from now. But the story has been all about Lammens to Man United happening. And he has gone ahead to obviously help out in lots of things in here onto this channel known as the United Matters channel. Senne Lammens to Man United, 23-year-old goalkeeper. United eyeing at him. Your thoughts about him are really hugely welcome in here onto this beautiful channel that we are doing a lot of things for into the mix. So thank you very much for watching through. Rokan David remains my name, and hope you guys are really having fun. Kanyike Lucas says thanks for the great job. All right, thank you too for the great job of really watching in through, and whoever who is really watching in through, Have a good night, those going to bed, and we wait to see how things really pan out right about now. So that's it for now. Good evening, and I'm calling in for your reactions into the comment section below about Lammens accepting to join the club of